Hello everyone, it's Sparksy again. We're now on to our second biome. Woo! This biome is the desert biome. As you can see, it's, well, it looks like a desert. Duh. And it's pretty expansive. They can be quite large, they can also be very small. On a map, it looks like a beige-white sort of colour. You're not going to miss a desert biome. Everyone pretty much knows what a desert is. It's a pretty inhospitable place to live, as deserts are in real life. No animal mobs spawn here other than enemy mobs, so you will not be getting any food anytime soon. If you were to be dropped on a desert island in Minecraft with nothing around, you would not be able to survive, whereas if you were dropped in a forest biome, you probably would be able to survive. As you can see, the main feature, well, life-wise, in the desert are cactus, or cacti. Now, cactuses don't really provide much use, other than it is quite funny to see a spider climb one and just die, as what usually happens, because the mobs aren't very clever in this game. Other things that you will find in the desert, other than sand, are, well, things like the dead bush. That's the other plant life, but even then that's dead. So what can you actually get from a desert? Well, with sand you can use it to make sandstone, you can then use that to make smooth sandstone, or you can make sandstone slabs and turn it into chisel sandstone, which is what I will show you now, or in a bit with the desert temple. Cactus can be burnt in a furnace to make cactus green, which is a form of dye, and dead bushes don't really have a use. Sand can also be smelted in a furnace to make glass, and if you put a number of glass blocks together you will get glass panes, which is more conservative because you will get, I think it's 16 glass panes for every 6 blocks of glass, although it might be at 8, don't quote me on that. The enemy mobs you will find the same with the plains: creeper, skeleton, spider, zombie, enderman, and the witch. I seem to find witches more often in desert biomes. I have no idea why, but that's probably because it's a bit more prominent to see in the landscape. Right then, the notable feature of the desert is the desert temple. Not every desert has a desert temple, but they are pretty cool to come across. So if we go inside the desert temple, this is what it looks like. The torches I put in myself so I can see. This is the way I usually arrange them. Desert temples do make quite good homes if you can't be asked to make anything. But as you can see, it looks a little bit plain, so you wonder, well, what's the use with it? Well, if you break this bit of wall here, there is a secret drop into the desert temple where you see chests and an ominous looking pressure plate. Now, if I were to remove the pressure plate and then the blocks underneath, you will find TNT. If you were to drop all the way down and hit the pressure pad, you would set off the TNT and you will be blown to hell. You will not be surviving that anytime soon. So you will have 9 blocks on the bottom and you will pretty much die. Now, why would you come down here in the first place? Well, you can get some pretty good loot from these chests. Like in this one, for example, you've got diamonds and gold horse armor, as well as a bunch of crap from bones and rotten flesh. This one you get gold, that one is a bit of iron in there, and then there's rotten flesh and a saddle in there, which is key for riding horses. Now, if we take another look at the temple, you will see that it's pretty much made of 2 towers and a pyramid. So desert temples, I quite like to turn into homes because they're pretty easy to live in, got enough space, and they look pretty cool. That's it for deserts. Thanks for listening.